Hey guys, it's Jim and welcome back to the channel, and it is another requested review. This time it is for the 2007 movie A Ghost Story. This was requested by Bruce. If you're interested in requesting a review of any movie, check out the link in the description. Bruce, you keep requesting these mental bonkers movies. I thought I was ready to come back down to earth after The Fountain, which you requested, which was absolutely bloody mental. Ghost Story is mental in a different way. It's a crazy movie, man, but this is a fantastic film. This is an absolutely stunning piece of work. Kind of a slow-paced experimental sort of movie. It's not a mainstream sort of movie, but that's what I loved about it. You know, it stars Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara. It's directed by David Lowery. David Lowery's actually doing the upcoming Disney Peter and Wendy, which I'm fascinated by after seeing this. Bring on a Peter Pan movie by this director, I'm telling you. So A Ghost Story tells a story of this young couple. We see them happy at the start of the film, a few problems, but they're happy. And then Casey Affleck's character dies. And he comes back in a bloody sheet. This is quite literally, this film presents ghosts in the most traditional form we have ever seen them. A bloody sheet. A sheet with holes in. Quite literally, it's Michael Myers from Halloween 1978. It's a blooming sheet, guys. But I tell you, when he turns up as this sheet with those eyes in, this is creepy, and I do not know how this director did it. I think it's just the way that he approached the film with such a slow-paced style and such a getting under your skin style. Then to see this sheet, this white sheet, it is disturbing. It is scary. I was genuinely creeped out by Casey Affleck in a white sheet. If you freak me out with a guy in a sheet, then you're a good director. And the sheet actually gets you to relate to him in such a bizarre way, because he looks so vulnerable and so pathetic, because it's just those black eyes and then the white void. He goes back and he observes his partner, played by Rooney Mara. He observes her back in that house. And there's kind of an idea that they got this house, she wanted to leave it, he was attached to it. And the whole thing unfolds as this kind of meditation on attachment, on love, on loss, on the passage of time. There's so much going on in this. It's very much a film that just shows you lots. There's not much dialogue at all. It is a very quiet film. But there is so much that kind of creeps up on you, you know, simmering beneath the surface in this. It's a lingering film. It's a film that caught me in its gaze. I mean, I was absolutely blown away by it. We don't really know what the ghost is capable of doing. So he comes back and people can't see him, and he doesn't do much. He doesn't try and communicate much. And I don't want to spoil the film. This is another one where I want people to watch it. It's a take on the Ghost Story movie we've never seen before, which is from the ghost point of view, really. From the ghost point of view, but not letting you understand the mind of a ghost or what the ghost capabilities are, keeping it mysterious, but observing what it would be like to be a ghost. It's an incredible look at that, and it sounds silly. It sounds really dumb in a way, but somehow it just really, really works in this film. It's an incredible film. One of the things that's really, really strong in this is the score. The score is fantastic. Very much so in the film. Sometimes it's all you can hear. There's not much dialogue, but it's just this real melancholy score. It's really kind of, you know, tragic score. And it's just about that. It's about the tragedy of the loss of life. And it's about the desperation of loose ends and wanting to say what you always wanted to say. And it's a look at how things can change in an instant. Life can end in an instant. Life is so fleeting. It's about the fleetingness of life. It's about the pain of death. And it's about speculating on what it would be like if you lost your capabilities that you have here in life. Kind of a fable, this film. Kind of like a fairy tale atmosphere. But it's also very human. It kind of walks that line of being almost fantastical in moments, but very human, because it's at the core is a human film. And you know, there's so many heartbreaking moments in this, of the ghost just standing there helpless, and of the ghost observing. Now, there's this one incredible moment which is almost, it's so poignant, where the ghost is staring out the window and he sees another ghost in another house staring out across him, and they kind of communicate non-verbally. And this should be funny. This should be laughable. But it's heartbreaking. It's poignant. It's a depiction that ghosts don't know what the hell's going on when they are a ghost. They just know what they're attached to in this life. They just want to be near what they knew in this life. So many shots are haunting and poignant and hopeless and nihilistic, but also very beautiful because that score comes in. So in a way, there's a bittersweet to it, while it is very nihilistic and very sad, very uncompromising take on death. There's certain moments in this where the ghost looks around and time has passed so much. Would it be like that if you were if you were a ghost? Would it seem like, because you no longer care about time? And would it seem like 5 minutes have passed when it's actually 5 years have passed? I love that. I love the way that the passage of time's depicted in this. Time is so quick in this. It's a blink of an eye in this. There's not much dialogue, as I said, but there is a moment where this character sits there and just basically does a long speech about the nihilism of life, the hopelessness of life, the fact that eventually it's all going to end and whoever's left is going to start humanity again, if they can, and then even then we're going for blooming heat death. We're screwed, basically. That was, I mean, you can see why this is not a mainstream film. It's a hopeless view of humanity. But that's the fact that he put that in there, David Lowery, shows that he did really want to freak you out with this film and just make you think about how irrelevant we are in life and how a blink of an eye we are in the grand scheme of things. And that's, sometimes you have to realise that to come back down to earth. But it makes the love story at the core of this even more beautiful. That's, for me, when we have these discussions in films, what makes a certain amount of optimism come out of it is it makes you appreciate what you have now. It's such a fleeting moment. It won't mean anything one day, but it means everything now. It's all we've got. It's all we've got in this grand, crazy, nihilistic universe that doesn't make any sense. Casey Affleck's character kind of becomes just like a child again. He's that innocent as the ghost. You really see innocence in this ghost. He loses all his human abilities and he's just a yearning character now, a wide-eyed yearning character, desperate. Very poetic, very lyrical film. Very much so, because as I say, there's hardly any dialogue. It's dictated by the music, by the deep poetic themes underneath. A take on life that you never considered. What would happen after death if you were still here and you had to be here? You were stuck here. What would it all mean then? What would it all mean to witness people who are still alive but you aren't here anymore? What would it all be like? What would you be, this desperate shell, or what would you be trying to make sense of? I mean, the whole thing is so crazy. It's such a unique approach to a film. It's one of the most unique films I've ever seen. Unlike a lot of ghost films where the ghost is beyond understanding, it's scary, it's horrible, here he is what we knew growing up as a ghost. He's what kids go to Halloween parties as the sheet over them. That's what he is in this. So it makes him feel homely, it makes him feel relatable, it makes him feel like the most honest depiction of a ghost I've ever seen, in a way that could have been laughable. This film is a trippy journey, but it gets there. It is a journey. This film really does have a beginning, middle and end, but it messes with you along the way, and it makes you feel like it's not following a linear fashion, but it really does. It really does develop and culminate. When we're alive, we take life for granted, we take love for granted, we take everything for granted. And this film allows you to take a step back from that and to observe and witness life. Like if you weren't here and you were just observing and witnessing, That's what this film is about. Expect an experimental, crazy film. Expect a slow film. Expect a film that washes over you, and expect a film that confuses you at times. If you really do go into this film wanting something different, you'll love it, in my opinion. Thanks again for another great request, Bruce, and thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoy my videos, click on another one on the screen now. Subscribe to my channel if you're a movie geek just like me, and I will see you guys next time.